Welcome back, everyone. The struggle for control of the Benue chapter of the All Progressives Congress intensified over the weekend as the dissolved executive led by Honorable Austin Agada conducted primaries in preparation for the upcoming local council elections in the North Central state. And according to a statement from Agada's media office, the primaries, which resulted in the selection of 23 chairmanship and 276 councillorship candidates, were held across all ward headquarters in the 23 local government areas of the state. Since January, the Benue APC has been operating under dual leadership with separate secretariats in Makodi. But let's remind you that the All Progressives Congress National Secretariat moved to resolve this crisis within its Benue state chapter by forming a caretaker committee that includes members from both rival factions. One faction, led by Benjamin Omakolo, is backed by Governor Hyacinth Alia, while another faction led by Austin Agada has the support of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. I remember we had a conversation with embattled State Chairman Austin Agada on Thursday, where he says he remains the chairman of the party despite the directive of the National Working Committee of the party. So tonight, let's get the perspectives of Comrade Dominic Kalancha, APC chieftain, Benue State, and convener, Renewed Hope Mandate Guard. Welcome to the program, Comrade. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Right. So a lot is happening in your states, and I mean, this has been happening since January. And since the last time we had a conversation, a lot more has happened. But I was very surprised when Comrade Agada says the crisis had been on since the governor assumed office. So first, let's clear this. Do you belong to Governor Alia's faction or Senator Akume's faction?
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. Honestly, what is happening in Benue State is rather very unfortunate. I won't say that I belong to the SGF faction or the Alia faction, but I'm a bona fide member of the All Progressive Congress, and I'm interested in the progress of the party. And I will always stand on the part of the law. Whatever that is legal, that is what I'm going to be supporting. So I'm here this evening not because I'm a faction, I belong to any faction or of the All Progressive Congress in Benue State, but the law is very clear, as to who is the authentic chairman in Benue State. The law is very clear as to who pilot the affairs or who is to pilot the affairs of the party in Benue State. And on that part will I stand any day, any time.
So from an insider's point of view, you're a major stakeholder in the state. I mean, we have different versions of this story, but I want to hear from you. What exactly is the cause of this political unrest in the state? Is Senator Akume allegedly trying to control everything the governor does?
No, I don't think distinguished Senator George Akume, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, is interested in controlling any structure in the state. But you see, it's rather unfortunate what is happening in Benue State, that the governor, since assuming office, has orchestrated, means in which he will be in control of the party structure at the state. I think he should have, concentrated on delivering the electioneering campaign promises, that he promised the good people of Benue State, which led to the mandate that has been given to him. Instead of that, he assumed that people are coming to fight him, or is trying to be in control of the party structure, which have, put governance at the back seat of, at the back seat. So for me, what is happening in Benue State is not the issue of the SGF trying to be in control, but is the issue of, being the governor trying to be in control of the structure of the party, which predate him being member of the party. You recall that earlier, when the APC was formed, he was not a registered member of the party. Even in the last election, people are alleging that his name is not even in the register of the party at the ward level. I don't envisage a situation where somebody like him, who is a new entrant, into the party, will just come and assume, 100% control of the party. Meanwhile, nobody is really fighting him in terms of control. Party members are loyal to the leadership of the state. party, leader, the party chairman and all the ESCOs are loyal to the leadership in the state. But certain person, in outside they said that there is no bad king except bad kingmakers. Those kingmakers have been misleading him to think that Kume is coming to control the structure. If he does not remove Austin Agada as the party chairman, 2027 will be at stake, this and that and all whatnot. But I don't think that he should have, dwell on that. He has been progressing in error since he came into office, 6 months into his administration. He didn't concentrate on how to advance governance in the state, but rather how to control the party structure and position himself for 2027. And that has not augured well with the party at the state level. In the eyes of the law, Austin Agada remains the party chairman because even, there was no fair hearing to the issue of his removal. He went to court over that. He was, he secured a judgment, that was in his favor, that he remained the substantive chairman of the party, the valid chairman of the party in Benue State. But since that time, the governor is the chief security officer of the state. He went ahead to give a draconian order that there should be no political gathering whatsoever in the state without, prior permission from him or the commissioner of police in the state. So I think Alia need to, take a step back and, begin to concentrate on how to advance governance in the state rather than joining issues with the people that make him the likes of Akume and even the party structure that he is fighting today. Without APC being in proper shape, he wouldn't have become the governor of the state. Why is he trying to destroy the party?
So let me come in there, Comrade. Comrade, let me come in there because in one breath you have said the governor is trying. In one breath you have said the governor is trying to take control of the party. In another breath you have said no one is struggling with the governor. No one is trying to, go head to head with the governor when it comes to the structure of the party. So let's be clear. Are you indirectly saying
there is no instance in any place where the governor, where anybody within the party challenge the governor on any issue?
Comrade, kindly hold on. So,
there is no instance where anybody within the party structure or hierarchy, in the state challenge the governor on any issue that he has brought forward before the party that will warrant him to think that he's not in control of the party. What I am saying is that the party is not fighting him. Rather, he's the one that is fighting the party. Look, let me bring to your attention, in the last, we have it on good authority, that in the last election, he sponsored a candidate, outside the APC. He sponsored a candidate, under by-election in Benue State. He sponsored a candidate under the Labour Party. So what is he trying to do? Is he trying to destroy the APC in the states? And the National Secretariat is trying to join him in that error? No. Even, recently, Austin Agada secured an ex parte order from the Federal High Court, from the State High Court in Makurdi, not restraining the national chairman and its leadership or whosoever from removing him from office. And the ex parte order was very clear. It was unambiguous that he should not be removed either by the national chairman, the leadership of the party, their agent or whosoever, until they complete their tenure. Because as a chairman, he has a mandate, he has been given the mandate to spend 4 years, as the party chairman. It is only Congress that can remove him. Nobody can remove him except the Congress.
Okay. Because earlier you insinuated that because the governor was handpicked, so he shouldn't have any say in the party or what happens in the party. But let's come back to this local government election.
I didn't use the word handpicked. No, I did not use the word handpicked. I say he was a new entrant. And of course, our party is very clear on on anybody that joined the party. If you join the party today, there is a waiver for you to be able to contest. In other political parties, you need to be a member of the party for 1 year. What I'm trying to say is that he's a new entrant into the party. He does not have any history with the party. There is nowhere, during the formative stage of the party, Aliat played a role. He only came into the party, months to election, and then he has the right to contest. That's what I'm saying. That ordinarily, he needs to, the party has been magnanimous to him. He needs also to reciprocate same. And not to begin to, cause confusion, create crisis, create faction, in the state. Look, let me tell you, by the constitution of our party, anybody that created a faction ordinarily ought to have been expelled from the party. I wonder why the National Secretariat did not do that, by expelling certain persons, especially the Omaklo-led, committee from the party for creating a faction. And the National Secretariat should also understand that the same scenario that we have in Benue is almost the same scenario that almost played itself up in Kano State when, the party executive from the ward of Ganduje suspended him. What did he do? He went to court and vacated it. In Benue State, they suspended him. Austin Agada went to court and then he got a judgment that was in his favor, which made him the valid party chairman in Benue State. So why would the National Secretariat, even on the fact that there is a court order from a competent court of jurisdiction restraining them, went ahead to do these things? I don't think this will stand the test of time in the court or in the legal this thing.
All right, comrade, because earlier you had said that you're neutral, you're not for Senator George Akume, neither are you for Governor Alia.
But I am for whatever that is right. I am for it. And from what is happening, what I cannot join majority or some people, to continue to progress in error. No. What I am saying that I am a party member and I'm interested in the well-being of our party. I'm interested in whatever that will advance the cause of our party, the goals of our party, the vision and mission of our party, and not, to come and destroy it.
All right. So what does party supremacy mean in this situation where you've said that Austin Agada remains the chairman of the party despite the directive of the NWC?
You see, we have a constitution of the party, okay, that stipulates how, issues are being handled, okay? You don't just because you are the national chairman or you are the highest echelon of decision-making, you are the highest echelon of decision-making, and then you issue out a decision or an order by fiat. No, there are processes. If these issues went through the normal process, it's a normal thing. We will adhere to party supremacy in that regard. But when, there is nothing like that, I don't think it is, it is right. And the national chairman do not have the constitutional backing of our party to create a caretaker committee in the state where the crisis, where there are crises, or where there are court issues, to that effect. The national chairman ought to respect court order and not to go against court order.
So what's your assessment of this just concluded primary election ahead of the October local government election by the Austin Agada-led faction? 23 chairmanship and 276 councillor candidates have been nominated. On the other hand, Benjamin Omale, who is the chairman of the Unity Caretaker Committee, is asking party members to ignore the primaries conducted by Agada faction. Are you worried that this may degenerate?
Well, I'm worried for them because anybody that buys a form, from the caretaker committee he will lose it because the law, in the eyes of the law, Austin Agada, is the substantive party chairman for the state. There is a court order to that effect. There is a court judgment to that effect. So anybody that, buys a form from the newly constituted, illegally constituted caretaker committee is investing his money, he stands to lose his money. And you see, what the beauty of Austin Agada's, primary that was conducted just day before yesterday in Benue State is that he gave notices to the relevant agencies. The INEC recognized him as the party chairman. The state INEC recognized him. Recall, the former BSEC chairman, was removed before because he wrote a letter to the National Secretariat seeking to know, to have the list of the authentic executive of the party in Benue State, and the governor removed him. So what I'm trying to say is that Austin Agada, in the eyes of the law, is the authentic party chairman. The INEC recognizing relevant agencies like police, like the DSS, like the immigration, like the civil defense. They were all giving notice for this party primaries, and I think, and of course, they monitored it. So it's a valid primaries that has been held in Benue State, and we look forward to the election. In less than no time.
But comrade, I mean, let's be honest. Do you think the result of this primary election will fly? And I mean, you're a party man. Can a state chapter of a party function without the nod of the National Working Committee of the party?
Come again, please.
You get that question? Can a state chapter of a party function?
What did you say?
Can a state chapter of a party function without the nod of the National Working Committee of the party? Because Benjamin Omale said today that the sale of forms kicked off today.
The responsibility of managing the party at the state level strictly lies, solely lies, on the shoulder of the party chairman and its executive. So the party will function because the party, has constitution. If you go to our constitution, there are different party organs that runs the affairs of the party. We have ward executive, we have local government, we have senatorial committee, we have zonal, we have state, we have zonal, before you even reach the national level. So a state a chapter can function effectively without intervention, without interference from the state. And as it is right now, you can see in Benue State, the authentic faction or the authentic party, chairman has conducted the real primaries, and is going to stand. I assure you that.
All right, I'm surprised at what you just said, but I mean, we'll wait and see how that happens. But are you also worried that this crisis may cost the APC victory in this local government election, if not properly managed? Do you worry that it may also cost the APC the supposed popularity it enjoys in Benue State? Because you just alleged that the governor sponsored a Labour Party candidate in the last general election.
Honestly, that has been my fear, and that is why I'm calling on the national, secretariat or the national leadership of our party to tread with caution. Because, what I'm seeing, look, let me tell you something that happened just, I think on Saturday in Benue State, where the newly constituted, caretaker, the so-called illegal caretaker committee went ahead to dissolve the local government, structure down to the ward level. And then later they reversed it because they don't have that mandate. The party is popular. Candidates that have emerged under, for the various offices, the councillor and the chairman are popular. But my fear is that I fear a situation where, a credible election is not held. And that is why we are calling on, the National Assembly to look into the laws and strengthen the existing laws, that empowers INEC state INEC to conduct election. Because if the governors, like he can hired and fired, who is the chairman, the same way he fired, the former BSEC chairman in Benue State and brought his own cronies and brought his own stooge, to be the chairman of the party, I think that election can be questionable or may not be credible if, such kind of mindset, or mindset or stooges are bring to conduct the election. So what we are saying is that the National Assembly should strengthen the law. It is not only enough for you to grant autonomy if the governors are still in charge of the party, the state, the processes of, conducting a credible election. So we believe that national, INEC have the competence, they have the capacity to conduct, this election without the interference of governors. But state independent election, body cannot do that. So that is just my fear. And like I told you, the governor, we don't know. I'm suspecting that he's, indirectly, trying to sponsor, to push other political parties to have upper hand, during this election. That is why he has continued to, to whip up, to engender this crisis so that it is not resolved.
Comrade, the governor has been talking, but before we get there, do you in any way think the suspension or removal of Benue Local Government Council executives in June last year escalated this crisis? And even did the governor handle it well?
Well, I think that issue is before a competent court. We should allow the court to decide on that. We cannot, begin to talk about a matter that is before the court of law.
Okay. So I need some clarification on how the NWC came up with the caretaker committee. How true is it that Governor Alia selected the chairman and 3 other members, while Senator Akume appointed the secretary and 2 additional members? How true is that? Well,
I don't believe that there was any forum where the both factions met. If the both factions met, we would have presented, the position of the law. Because already before that day, there was a court order restraining the national chairman, from, dissolving, dissolving the Austin Agada, and his executive, and creating and forming a new caretaker committee for the state. There is a clear court order on that given by Justice Teresa Igoche of the of the State High Court, Makurdi. So I don't see a situation, we never had any interface with the national chairman. He never called for any stakeholders meeting to agree on that. If they call for any stakeholders meeting, then they should prove to us there was any stakeholders meeting. There was nothing like that. I think he took that decision by fiat, to just announce. I don't know the pressure he succumbed to or whatsoever, but this is not healthy for our party at the state level. And I'm calling on the national chairman and its leadership and the leadership to reverse that decision and recognize Austin, because in the eyes of the law, Austin Agada is the authentic chairman. He's recognized by the law. Anybody that, that he does not endorse his party, his firm, does not stand the chance of, winning any election. Even if they win that election, they cannot be sworn in. Even if they are sworn in, the court will throw them out.
So who is the political leader of APC in Benue State?
Well, we have political leader politically. Distinguished Senator George Akume is the leader, not only in Benue State, but not central. Okay? So it's not contestable. There is nothing contestable about that. His influence is not just Benue State. He's a North Central leader. The North Central leaders recognize him as a leader. And that is why I told you that nobody is struggling any structure with Governor Alia. The structure have been there before him, right from the days of ACN. The structure have been there, before the APC came. Otom came and used the same structure and he became the governor. Today we have Alia who came and used the same structure and became is now the governor of Benue State today. And this structure will remain even if Alia is out of office. Is out of office. So there is nobody that is fighting him for any political leadership in the state. He's the governor of the state. He's the chief accounting officer of the state. He's the chief security officer of the state. And we respect him. We honor him for that. But look, he should not delve into areas of hijacking structures that does not belong to him. What will you feel if today somebody like me, who has a constituency to deliver, who has my own followers and supporters, and you came and dismantled you think I will fold my hands and sit down and be watching? No, I won't do that. Because politics, is an investment over time in people.
So is that the only thing the governor has done to hijack the political structure of the state?
Well, I think he has not hijacked it, really. He's trying to hijack it, and that is why you are seeing the crisis that is happening here and there, okay? But what we are saying is that, look, the party structure is there. He can use it. He should continue to advance governance as far as, he made promises to the good people of Benue State. Concentrate on delivering on that. 2027 is still very far. We are still in 2024. You have not even spent half of the 4 years, you have been given the mandate. Prove to the people that you have the competence, you have the capacity, by advancing governance in the state. What improve the standard of living of the people, improve infrastructure. You understand? And then let the people, come by doing that. I'm telling you that the APC have no choice but to continue, to field him and to support him. But fighting, for structure, I think it is, he's shooting himself on the foot.
All right. Comrade, let's go on a break, and when we come back, we will continue this conversation. Please stay with us, everyone.
Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. Live every day on this channel. TVC News. First with breaking news.
Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight. Tonight, we're focusing on Benue APC crisis, and I've been speaking with Comrade Dominic Alancha. He's an APC chieftain in Benue State and the convener of Renewed Hope Mandate God. Comrade, thank you so much for staying with us on the program. Comrade Agada was on the program on Thursday telling us his own side of the story, how he has begged, knelt, prostrated to the governor so peace can reign. But I'm wondering, 2 APC senators, 6 House of Representatives members, how have they all tried to restore sanity and peace in the party?
Well, you see, like I told you, any sane, right-thinking human being or person will always toe the path of truth, justice, fairness, and equity. Okay? So from all indications, see, let me tell you, the House of Reps members, the senators, they are all in support of Agada. When he was suspended, they did a press conference to clearly define where they stand. And that stand still remains till date. Okay? So there is no issues with where they stand. Where they stand is very, very clear. They are on the path of truth. They are on the path of justice. What is legal is legal. What is illegal is illegal. What they did by suspending, Austin Agada and forming or creating a faction led by Omaklo is illegal. And that is the point. That is the point of the law.
All right.
Supported by our Constitution.
Because, Comrade, I asked that question because apart from allegedly trying to control the governor also claimed that as a leader with a new thinking, he was surprised to see that a good number of elite APC members in the state were the ones who masterminded resistance, asking questions like, why are you spending so much on salaries and pensions? Questions like, why are you embarking on projects in less than a year? This is not a church where you must do everything as you say. I mean, the governor went on, as far as accusing National Assembly members that come from Gwegwe West, Federal Constituency axis of the state, of opposing his development plans for the state. He outrightly said the elite members of the state are responsible for the challenges in Benue State, including insecurity. So how do you react to these accusations? Senator Titus Zam of Benue Northwest and Honorable Asema Achado against the development plans of the governor.
Honestly, this is laughable. Laughable because I don't see any right-thinking human being or person that will come and oppose a development plan that advances the cause of the people, that enhances the standard of living of the people. I find it very difficult to believe the governor that these senators are opposing his development plan. How? When the former governor Samuel Otom was owing people salary for months, when the former governor was not doing anything to advance or develop the state, and we came with our own electioneering campaign promises that we are going to pay them their salaries, we are going to develop their various constituencies, create road networks, that links, the urban areas and the rural areas. And the governor is doing that, and you tell me that somebody is opposing him. I don't believe what the governor is saying. He's only trying to whip sentiment so that he will woo the people to his side. But unfortunately, Benue people are sensible people, and they know these very people that you are talking about because they have been, with them in the state. And even where the positions they occupy today, we can see by their antecedent, by their engagement, what they are doing, the kind of laws, they are the kind of bills they are sponsoring in Senate and House of Reps. So for the governor to come out and, say that they are against his development plan, I think, I don't want to say the governor lied because it may not be right for me to come and say that, but I don't believe that story.
Before we went on break,
it's a cook and bull story.
You said, and I quote, 2027 is too far. Prove to the people you have the competence to deliver dividends of democracy.
Absolutely.
Do you see Governor Alia as a one-term governor? Are you worried that if this crisis continues unabated, it may foul the defeat of your party in the 2027 election?
There are certain, indices that will guarantee his second term. And that is if we deliver on the electioneering campaign promises that we promised the good people of Benue State. And he has no reasons not to deliver. Because if you look at with the removal of fuel subsidy today, the state is earning so much from the federal allocation. Is earning so much. So he should give account. By giving account is by pointing people to the project he's executing, to the road he's creating, to the structures he's building, salaries he's paying, and all of that. Okay? So what we are saying is that if he wants, and that is my advice to him this night, if he wants to be a two-term governor, then he should concentrate on advancing governance, delivering on the mandate that the people has given to him, rather than joining issues with leaders in the state and, fighting for structure. It will not help him. The people will always support Governor Alia. I will support Governor Alia if I'm convinced enough to see that he has advanced governance in the state. In my zone, go to my zone, Zone C. What is there to point to the achievement of Governor Alia today, as the governor of Benue State? As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing. But it's not too late. It's not too late for him to do that. He should think of what to do to advance governance in all the zones in Benue State. He should not be the governor of two regions, two districts or two senatorial districts in the state. He should be the governor of Benue State.
Comrade, you talked about the governor looking for sympathy. But people would disagree with you because Governor Alia is quite popular, and many say that's the reason the APC picked him. But what happens if the governor defects to the APC? Because I remember Honorable Agada talked about his relationship with Samuel Otom and Barnabas Kimadi.
Well, see, let me tell you, if the governor defect to the PDP, which I don't, maybe that is his plan, I don't see him coming back as for the second time. Look, in 2023, anybody would have won that election before it was anything but Alia, but PDP rather. Anybody under the platform of APC, with what we've done, with what we did, the level of mobilization, sensitization, awareness that we created in the state, anybody would have won that election. It's not just the popularity of Alia. Yes, the popularity of Alia is a plus Okay? But it goes beyond your popularity to the people that delivers their words, their unit, their words, their local government to the APC. If you don't have loyal party, faithful party members to do the work, to deliver, to convince the people to vote for APC, especially in the, in a state where, they are battling with poverty and how to survive, how to live on a 2 square meal a day. I mean, you can fathom what would have happened if we were not there to deliver him.
Comrade, apart from popularity,
so it's beyond popularity. It's not just about his popularity that made him win the election.
That's what I'm saying.
It is the structure that the party has put in place.
I wanted to say Governor Alia is not the conventional politician who came to power with huge baggage. Talk about vast empire of political dependence and an infinite hierarchy of political godfathers. This is a governor who has claimed not to collect salaries for the past 1 year. Are you worried that he may have the support of Benue people, considering the fact that at this point, Nigerians are doing all they can to erase godfatherism in Nigerian politics?
I've told you that if Governor Alia is doing the needful, including myself, we will support him. But when he's progressing an error, we will come out and tell him that, no, what you are doing is not right. And as far as I'm concerned, the fight he has initiated, the crisis he has created in the party at the state level is not right. He should desist from that. It's not about whether he's doing well or we will support him or not. Look, it shouldn't be, the focus should not be about 2027. Let us pray to be alive in 2027 first. But the mandate that has been given to you, as it stands today, what are you doing about it? Deliver on those mandates and then see what will happen in 2027, whether or not you will not have the support of critical stakeholders like me from the states.
But the Vice President is in Benue State at the moment to commission some projects. Isn't that an effort?
Well, it's a plus, and what I'm saying is that he should concentrate in doing that more rather than, you see, the fight he's fighting with the party is diversionary, okay? He should remain focused on the mandate that has been given to him. I am happy to hear that the president is in Benue State to commission project. Let's see the project he commissions. He's only there. He has not commissioned anything. So let's see the project is commissioned. And if he commissioned any project, he should concentrate in doing more. The more, the merrier.
Comrade, this war between Governor Alia and the SGF, is there any efforts to end this? I mean, some say it may take the intervention of
I don't want to believe, look, I don't want you see, you media should not, continue to amplify these things. Because I don't think there is any war. Like I told you, there is no war between Alia and SGF. SGF is busy doing his job as the secretary to the government of the Federation. He has nothing to, he has no fight to pick with the governor of Benue State. The governor of Benue State should concentrate in doing the needful also. It's not about that. You media should not amplify. There is nothing like war between, the SGF and Alia. Which war?
What we've seen and what stakeholders from Benue State have been telling us. We're not amplifying anything. It is what you stakeholders from Benue State.
And I'm telling you, as a stakeholder from Benue State, I'm telling you that there is no war between him and anybody.
Okay, I get that. So this Benue APC crisis.
Akume is concentrating on delivering the job that has been given to him as the secretary to the government of the Federation, and is doing perfectly well with that. So nobody should drag him into thinking that he's fighting the governor of Benue State or something like that. No, there is no fight.
Okay.
Okay?
So, comrade,
there is no fight. Alia is being misled. And look, let me tell you, what you are saying is what people are telling Alia, that the SGF is fighting him. How is SGF fighting him? How? He should come out and tell Nigerians what SGF has done to show that SGF is fighting him. He has nothing to tell Nigerians what the SGF has done in the state, to show that he's fighting him. Has he usurped, his powers? Is he usurping his powers? What is he doing? So drop SGF alone and let's face the issue, which is the crisis that he has created in the party at the state level that is not healthy for the party.
You need to allow me to, comrade. So let's be clear.
Go ahead, man.
Is there crisis in Benue APC?
Of course, there are crises.
So do you agree with those who have said...
Even the blind can see that there are crises. And the crisis that is there is the fact that earlier created a faction. All
right. So, comrade, do you agree with those who have said it will take the intervention of President Bola Tinubu to resolve this crisis? Is a political solution the answer?
Well, from the point of law, any matter that is before the court of law, okay, like I said, Comrade Austin Agada has secured an ex parte motion, pending the hearing, that nobody should remove him. That case is still there. It's coming up. The only solution I'm seeing to this thing now, yes, the president can intervene because he's the national leader of our party. He can intervene. But what we are saying, the intervention should come from the point of law, from the point of truth, fairness, and justice. Anything less than that would be unacceptable. And of course, the president should intervene because what is happening in the state is not healthy for the party. If you think it's healthy for the party, then wait until 2027 and see. If care is not taken, we will regret.
Comrade, let's leave politics. Let's talk about insecurity, which remains a big challenge in Benue State. While armed herders are on the rampage in one part of the state, local bandits are unleashing terror in another part of the state. Are you pleased with the way the governor is handling this matter? And what more can be done to secure Benue State?
Well, I think more can really be done in, ensuring that lives and property are secured in Benue State. And that is why I'm saying that the governor should concentrate on delivering good governance. He's the chief security officer of the state. Yes, we know that there is need for backing. There is need for the president, who is the chief security officer of the country, to also ensure that every territory is secured in the country. But then, as the governor, there are certain things that you need to do that will naturally reduce insecurity. What is happening to unemployment in the state? What is happening, to poverty in the state? Those are some of the things. What is happening to some of the sectors that, that is the livelihood of the people? Because if you ask me, I will tell you that in Benue State, the issue of farmers' herders crisis, bandit and, kidnapping and all of that, they have, taken the livelihood of our people away from them. And what is their livelihood? Their source of livelihood, which is farming. People cannot go to farm because they are afraid of kidnappers in the bush. They are afraid of henchmen in the bush. They are afraid of, rustlers in the bush and stuff like that. But the government can strengthen all of that, by ensuring, that some of these economic, sectors are empowered, are strengthened. Okay? So he should concentrate on doing that. He has a mandate. If, by 2026, the electioneering campaign started, you need to tell the people the state you met the party when you came, the state, and where you took it to as at that, by 2026. And if the state is insecure, I don't think he has the mandate, the moral ground cannot stand any moral ground to demand for second term.
Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. And we hope this crisis is settled and there is peace in Benue APC. Thank you so much for speaking with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
And thank you for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of